This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a bit planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter.
Yo, what's up? Today we're going to do a short review of this Toyota Proace. This is the van version and it's the short version. There is a longer version. You can see, here. So, okay, if you look at that versus, this is the Proace Verso, which is the passenger version. And I think many plumbers and electricians or other guys who use these Proaces in the, well, at least in Norway, they will go for the long version. But I'm going to check out the small, the short one. So it has a new front. It came out in last year, yeah. I think it was around August last year. They made some improvements, and I just want to see. This used to be quite popular, but now I think it's been overshadowed by this. It's the Proace City. It's smaller, but I can show you what the bigger or the medium size looks like. So here, it seems like you have more space here for people. In the small, it was quite cramped. And this is also based on Stellantis platform, 75 kilowatt hour battery. So yeah, here I feel like you sit more in a van. Yeah, just the way the door closing sound. You know, listen. Yeah, it's doom, doom. It echoes in the back here in the cargo area. And then, wow, we have plenty of space here for the TPS report. Wait, where did you put the key for? Maybe the key is not here. Okay, but I need to request the key from the guy. But we have cup holder there. We have plenty of small spaces for putting whatever you need to bring with you. Steering wheel heater, just hard plastic everywhere, but that doesn't matter. This is just a worker's car. We have USB-C there and there. They don't have USB-A anymore. That's good. There's an engine start-stop button though. Yeah, you recognize this from the Stellantis cars. And here we actually have fairly flat floor. And I can even slide over to this seat. And I can show you we have space for all your TPS reports here. Also, wait, this car doesn't have a glove box. Interesting, but it has 12 volt outlet there. And then, you can put child seat there. Okay, there's a little glove box here, but I'm looking for that outlet. Wait, do we have an outlet here? An AC outlet? I haven't found it yet. There's a key, of course. If you want to steal cars, this is where you find the key. But yeah, so this doesn't have that high roof that you had actually in the smaller pizza car there. But still, seems to be okay space, right? Headroom is, well, sufficient. But what about the middle seat? Oh, I mean, I can sit here. But what do I do with my knees? Well, on this side, I don't want to intrude too much on that dude. And if I go here, then I can interfere with the driver. So I cannot sit like this. You need to sit like this. This is silly. Why did they make this big ass console poke out here? It steals the knee space here. You want to put the short Asian in the middle then. Here you just pull this tab and then, wow. Yeah, you can fold up the seat. You can have tools or whatever you want there. I think this has a similar solution where you just, wait, no, it's probably here. See, I don't need to read the manual. Everything is so intuitive. And see, here we have a quite smart solution. You slide this opening and then you have space. So you can have that extra 20-25 centimeters. So this van is usually used by maybe carpenters or, you know, a snekker, a builder bob. And they want to fit maybe big long materials here, wooden materials or whatever, right? Or pipes. What the heck is this? So in the fossil you fill in gas here, right? Or diesel. Well, but here the charge port is placed here. Oh wait, no, I forgot. Maybe this is where you're supposed to fill gasoline, fossil, dinosaur juice, because the charge port is here. So yeah, they didn't bother removing that or redesigning it. Just leave it like that. Yeah, no problem. But at least there is no charge port problem there. You can plug it in and still be able to access everything in here. So yeah, nice interior, right? You can just customize this just the way you like it. It's probably just hard plastic here also, but okay, some plexiglass there. And let's see, so it has this opening. This is what many Norwegians go for. This type of opening, not the barn doors or what you call it, like you have in a smaller pizza van. So it seems to be plenty of space. So it's size-wise, this is bigger than ENV 200 as a comparison. And this is even the short version, so the long version has even more space. But man, the infotainment system in the Stellantis cars, they are so bad. Look, we have home, okay. And then you have, I'm trying to change language. You have some stuff here, energy flow, stats, this is navigation. Okay, car. We have the ADAS systems here. Function. Trying to find out where the heck I can change language. Huh? Turn off that thing. Well, I give up. It's not intuitive. It's not user friendly. Poor utilization of space. You can swipe here. Oh, my bad. I was supposed to know this, right? Yeah, you go here, system. But I'm gonna see if I can get the same lag I had in the other car. If I switch now to English. Wow. Okay. All good. So now we're gonna reset. We have 99% battery. We have flappy pedals here for changing region. You can see it changes there in the arrow, and then there's a button here just like the other Stellantis cars. You can switch between trip meter and you can press and hold to reset it. Now let's go. Okay, and this feels more like a van when you drive it. It feels bigger, it feels heavier. The suspension has been tuned for maybe heavy load also. It wags a bit more, but at least it behaves like a typical van. Yeah. But just like the Proace Verso I tested last year, I feel like the soundproofing is fairly good. It's not as noisy, because many vans, they tend to be a bit noisy, especially ENV 200. Holy macaroni, is one of the noisiest cars out there, next to the Max Øresus. But here, it's actually good. And I can totally understand why this is also quite popular van for professionals to use, companies. Oh, it's even fairly quick. Just have it in the normal mode, not in the sport mode. But I still feel like, okay, we sit like a van, it's tall, it wags a bit. But yeah, maybe it doesn't have the same driving feel as the ID bus. The bus feels like you're driving an SUV, not a van. But okay, whatever. Over the speed bumps, goes well, comfortable. Doesn't kill your spine, that's important. You might be driving in the cities a lot, in your plumbing work or as an electrician or whatever you use this van for. So yeah, let me try to turn around soon. Okay, actually, I'm gonna turn around. Go in here. Okay, go in here. Yeah. So in a way, it makes sense to get the short version because it becomes more nimble. That blinker sound. Seems like they use the same blinker sound in all the Stellantis cars. Doesn't matter if it's Toyota or Citroën or whatever that is built on Stellantis, it has the same blinker sound. And also it's front wheel drive. So let me see if it's front wheel drive when I floor it. Okay, it's not that powerful, so you don't really feel any torque steer. But when you regen, it will also regen on the front wheel, and then the front goes down slightly, and when you accelerate, the front goes up slightly, but it's not that much. Okay, here, speed bump again. Yeah, nicely done. I mean, I totally understand why people want to buy this van for using in your work. But I've actually seen more of these Toyota Proace vans than other Stellantis vans from Citroën, or which was it again? Don't remember. And when I asked Toyota, why do you guys sell so many of these? She didn't have any good, clear answer, but it could maybe be because of the what do you call it, the dealership and service and those kind of deals that you get from Toyota, and it's better than Citroën and the other. So yeah, just a short drive, just to give you my impression. It rides more like a van, yeah. In that regard, I'd say that the ride quality on ID Buzz is better because it's German and I like German cars. Okay, but no, because here you kind of feel like it's a van. So, but maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe having a Toyota is more important than having a Volkswagen. But I also see plenty of ID Buses as company cars all over the place nowadays. And also I see on the Elbilstatistikk they sell like hotcakes. But it's good that we have plenty of vans to choose between, and that we are not stuck with a Nissan ENV 200 anymore. So yeah, let me see. Oh, this has just a conventional mirror I can see in the back there. And then let's try to park in here. Okay, check there. Gear selector is down there. It's just Stellantis style gear selector. Yeah, here also we have the fake 360 camera, just like other Stellantis cars. It would take the rear, the backup camera, and then create a 360 area, whatever, right? Which works until the environment changes. A dog appears, or a cat, or a child, and then suddenly it's not like that anymore. But it's to give you an idea. You should still use your mirrors here and there, yeah, check. But one thing I noticed when I sat in this car, or van rather, is that the screen is just 90-degree vertical. I personally prefer it to be, wait, that's a bit loud. Okay, and then it switches to, wait, what happened? Hey, dude, you switched to that nice view and then disappeared. There, okay, whatever. Well, let me put the car in park, yeah. This is just like other Stellantis cars, but what is it? Yeah, the screen. I would prefer the screen to be slightly more tilted. So, yeah, just my personal preference maybe. But okay, it still works. It's more or less useless anyway. Okay, I'm going to try to be fair now. Okay, it still has its purpose. What the heck happened to the consumption? 292 watt-hour per kilometer. Okay, it counts when we're stationary. Okay, it was just a short trip, but it seems like this Proace is significantly thirstier than the pizza van over there, the Proace City. So if you don't need all the space in the back, then maybe the City is a better choice. So there you guys have it, the Proace. It's still nice, it's spacious, it does what it's supposed to do as a van, but I almost feel like it's slightly less practical than the Proace City when it comes to pockets and whatever equipment you get in there and stuff. But the Proace City was just incredibly cramped. There's 3 seats in the front, but you cannot fit normal people in there. Yeah, unless they have no arms and legs, then it fits fine. But here, it has more space, so it makes more sense to have this if you need space, right? So that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.